Hey everyone, Dr. Tim here, where every single week I want to give you tips on how you can decrease your pain, increase your function, and of course your longevity as well. Now, one of the big things that is on the top of minds for a lot of people as they age, over 55 to 60, is Alzheimer's or dementia. Now, all of us know that someone in the family have suffered from some form of dementia. Myself, it was my grandmother. On my father's side, my grandmother had diabetes throughout the last 5 to 10 years of her life. And the last 5 years of her life, she suffered from Alzheimer's and dementia. Now, in the last few years, dementia and Alzheimer's has been known as diabetes type 3. Now, what does that mean? That means that diabetes type 1 is when you are from birth, right? You're gaining weight, lots of sugar in the system. Type 2 is something that you were not born with, you acquired it. You lack exercise, you ate the wrong things. Well, diabetes type 3 is, yes, you are eating all the wrong things. There's sugar content, but you're not really gaining weight, but you are getting Alzheimer and dementia. Now, how does that work is plaque starts building up in the brain and your body is no longer able to fire the nerves as it would normally. The neurons between one nerve and the next one have a connection where it releases electrical energy and sources so that the next nerve can pay attention. Think of you lining up with 50 people. There's 50 people lining up, and the back of the row, the person in the back is supposed to tell the next person something, and the next person, and the next person. But if one person doesn't hear it correctly, the signal eventually gets lost, so that when it gets to the 50th person at the front of the line, he hears something completely different, right, than what was actually told on a piece of paper at the beginning. So that is also what's happening in the brain. What your body may be registering, your memory might not be what you are registering in the brain and implementing, so that your movements now, your thought process, your memory becomes completely affected. Now, Alzheimer's and dementia is something that can affect anyone as early as 30s and 40s, some people 80s and 90s. But we've also met people who have never suffered from dementia. They're over 100 years old and never had dementia in their life. So what is the difference that defines someone who has dementia versus someone who doesn't, right? So it has to do with a lot of choices that you make in life. Some of the healthier choices that you make, you have to understand this. If your goal is to be healthy in life and live a long functional life, everything that you do will matter. It's going to either help you towards living a healthy, functional life, or it's going to take you away from it, right? So what are some of the things that you can do today to start moving towards living a good, healthy life? One of them is aerobic exercise. Every single day, you should be walking around for an hour, 30 minutes at the minimum, an hour to two, so that you are getting oxygen into your body, oxygen into your brain, oxygen into your muscles, skin, nerves, your organs. Everything functions on oxygen. Your cells are functioning on oxygen. So movement and aerobic exercise is number one. Number two, you have to make sure that you are eating foods that are also adding value to you, that are giving you the right energy, that is actually feeding your cells. Now, examples of foods that is not feeding your cells, but is feeding you calories are like fast food, right? If you are just eating fast food all day long and hamburgers and fries and all the bad oils, you're not getting enough vegetables. What's actually happening is your vitamins and minerals are not enough in the body. And when that's not enough, the cells are actually starving. Yes, you might have calories coming in that your body needs to burn, but the nutrients that is in there is not enough. There are essential amino acids, essential vitamins, and minerals that your body cannot create that we have to eat, right? So you have to get it somehow. And if you're not eating it right, the cells will actually starve. And when your cells starve, you feel low energy, you start forgetting things, right? You don't feel motivated to do anything. You're like, well, I just ate. How come I'm still so tired? That's because you are not feeding yourself the foods that your cells actually need to thrive. So how do you do that? Well, foods, that's a whole nother story. But let's say you're eating, but you're not getting all the right nutrients. So what do you do now? You have to supplement, right? Supplementation with multivitamins, specific vitamins, vitamin shots, or IV vitamin therapy, where it goes straight into the veins so your body absorbs it. I mean, why do people feel so much better after consistently taking vitamins, vitamin injections, or IV? Well, IV is the quickest, right? Because it goes directly into your body. Because they feel amazing. They feel so like they have so much energy. That is because when your body didn't have it, you were starving. You were starving and depriving of your body of the nutrient that it really needs. So the next thing is you have to look at the amount of stress and inflammation in the body, okay? Well, the inflammation in the body usually is caused by inflammation from the outside as well. The people that you are hanging around with. Are you watching negative news? Are you scrolling through social media, just consuming, whether it's good or bad? I'm not saying social media is bad. Social media has its place. Yeah, you deserve to relax once in a while. But you can't just sit there and just scroll through your phone for hours and hours and hours expecting your body and brain to still be functionable, right? Because when you're not using your brain, when you're watching a show, you're not really using your brain. You're just looking and responding to whatever's coming up on the screen. So it boosts up the endorphins and you become addicted. That's why there's so many kids and adults that are addicted to their phones, right? So do things that are more human interactive. Figure out, maybe it's meditation that you need. Maybe it's yoga that you need. Maybe you need to go work out. Maybe you need to talk to a friend, right? Figure out what your body needs and lower that inflammation, okay? So those are some top things that you can do today to not just prevent dementia and Alzheimer's, but also delay it as much as possible. If it runs in the family, if you know you might get it, well, yeah, could it be hereditary? Yes, but you can delay it, hopefully delay it after death, right? So that you never have to experience it. My family experienced it firsthand with my grandmother, and I want to make sure that you do everything that you can to prevent that from you. Now, a bonus tip from that is, because I'm a chiropractor, making sure that your body is moving the right way is so key. If you feel like your neck is locked up going one way versus the other, you're not able to look down or up, either way, move side to side, you have to make sure that you get checked because something's not right. Our body is made for movement, it's made for function. So if you're not feeling like you're flexible or you're moving and you've done the stretches but it still hasn't worked, maybe there's something on the inside, okay? So let's get together, let's prevent or at least at the minimum delay Alzheimer's and dementia. Have a great day.